Hi, my name is Jaz, and I have three children and a stepchild. Jadzia, who is 18, Cobain, who is 10, Dax, who is 5, and my stepdaughter, Kristen, who is 11. Before I started going to Better Beginnings, I was young, using drugs, was dealing with mental health issues, and homelessness. I was homeless from the age of 16 until I was 21. During the time I spent being homeless, I struggled daily with meeting the most simplest of my human needs, such as not knowing when I was going to eat next, if I would have somewhere safe to sleep, knowing whether or not I could have a shower or clean myself. Being a young woman, I also always had a certain degree of fear for my safety and not knowing what kind of situations I would end up in order to survive or get through to the next day. Every day I would squeegee, or I would draw pictures, make jewelry, knit scarves to sell, I would sing, or sometimes draw on the sidewalk with chalk. I would also do the odd cleaning jobs, also that I could have money to get me through to the next day, be it for food, toiletries, getting a hotel room for a night, cigarettes, or unfortunately drugs and alcohol. I did some traveling during this time. I went across Canada to BC. I ended up coming back to Kingston a year later. By this time, I was dependent on opioids. Upon my return to Kingston, I was able to find a room for rent. Shortly after, I went on the methadone program. At this point, I had very few people and families supporting me. Shortly after that, I became pregnant. And during some hospital care and in conversation with a social worker at KGH, she referred me to Better Beginnings. I started going to the prenatal and infant drop-in group. I didn't have a lot of money, and I was relieved that I could get a taxi chit and healthy food every time I went to group. Without the taxi rides, I probably would not have been going. I could not afford a lot of food, and Better Beginnings was a consistent provider of fresh and healthy food, and I knew it was important for my baby's growth and development. It relieved some of my stress. I signed up for every group available to me and one-on-one support. During that support, they helped me apply for housing, disability financing. They answered questions I had about pregnancy, parenting, and health. They advocated for me with other agencies for my well-being and my baby's well-being. They also provided free prenatal vitamins, milk, fruit, and veggie coupons, and good food boxes. I began to feel more confident about myself and that I would be able to be the parent I wanted to be because of the support through Better Beginnings. They also celebrated my successes in life with me. Over the next several years, my daughter and I attended the groups related to her age and every parenting group offered. The transportation and food support made this possible. Then Jadzia graduated the school readiness program, and my Better Beginnings worker supported me in getting a job. It was a one-year contract, and this experience gave me the confidence to want to further my education. My family aged out of Better Beginnings, but not long after, I was pregnant again and went straight back. I had grown a lot. I was off methadone, clean and drug-free. I had stable housing, stable finances, and I knew about my health and my child's development. I was ready to have a second child and wanted to give back and be more involved in the community. I started to volunteer with KCHC by helping with cooking. Then I joined the action group, which informed Better Beginnings about community issues and helped make programming decisions. This was a leadership volunteer position. I became chair of this committee, which had about 15 members. I have also given back through the Thrive program by being on the advisory committee and have supported their work to decrease stigma around opioid dependency during pregnancy and while parenting. This volunteer work also led me to be hired as a community animator for the City of Kingston in the Rideau Heights Regeneration Project. Cobain then graduated the school readiness program. Naturally, when I became pregnant with my last child, I also attended Better Beginnings. Dax is now a thriving 5-year-old, meeting his developmental milestones, and has graduated the school readiness program and is now in full-time kindergarten. I have made a complete turnaround in my life and my family's lives. The transportation and food funded by the United Way helped make all this possible. Without that, I wouldn't have been able to come to the groups, get the education, and my support would have been greatly limited. I'm now continuing my volunteer work, and I had applied for a position as a cook at KCHC, and now have been working in this position for almost 6 years now. I want to thank you so much for your support to the United Way. This funding really does make a difference. I am living proof. Thank you so much for your time.